Good evening, grave robbers, and welcome back to the television graveyard. We are your TV necromancers, Lara Prince and Noah Houlihan, and we have come here tonight to examine a destination. This is a Stay Doomed adventure. Bah, bah, bah. With me, as always, is TV's Noah Houlihan.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
We went to Niagara Falls, gang.
Oh, hey. Like, I thought you were doing the Fonzie. Hey.
No, I was doing A because we went to Canada.
Okay. In my defense, it looked and sounded like you were doing the Fonzie. My fall allergies are horrible right now.
Just that thought was interrupted mid-sentence by just allergies. Anyway, we just got back from a trip to Canada. We went up and saw Niagara Falls, and this is a Stay Doomed adventure where we'll talk about all the wondrous and not so wondrous things we saw while we were in the Great White North. Fantastic time overall.
Yeah, for sure.
It was super cool, but very quirky. So we'll break down what went down.
Yes.
It was about a long drive for us.
Yeah, it was about 7.5 hours with stops.
Yeah. So we got to the border. No problems at the border. Like, they didn't really bother us too much. If you haven't been to Canada, it does require a passport now.
Yes.
And you have to answer a brief survey when you drive up, which is basically like, so where are you coming from? What are you doing in Canada? Can I see in your back seat? All right.
I mean, we were not bringing anything. We were not bringing in any alcohol, tobacco, or firearms, which are the questions they ask. They did ask if we were meeting anybody in Canada, and I stared at them for far too long.
Yeah, Laura, the idea of us knowing someone in Canada that we were meeting up with was baffling to Laura, and she just could not comprehend why we would be asked such a question. But we made it to the Falls Marriott, and let's just, if you're considering going, this is something that we need to, like, really hit on. There is basically two main areas. There's on the Canada side. We didn't do the America side, so we got nothing to say about that.
Yeah.
But there's like the Vegas Strip boardwalk area.
Clifton Hill, yeah.
Which is just like bright lights and gimmick touristy stuff.
It's a family-friendly strip.
Yes. And then on the other side is what is called Falls View. Mm-hmm. Now, the thing about it is there are a lot of hotels on Falls View. That does not mean they have a view of the falls.
Yeah, Falls View is the name of the street.
Yes. So it's very tricky. You got to be careful.
Yes. We stayed at a hotel with Falls View in the name.
Yes.
But we also intentionally booked a room with a Falls View.
Yes, Superior Falls View.
Yeah.
So we could see...
They're not paying us, but if they'd like to...
Yeah, by all means. But we could see Niagara Falls from our window, which was beautiful. If you've never seen Niagara Falls, it's breathtaking. It's, like, addicting to stare at.
Yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, Noah might pop a picture up here.
Yeah.
From the view when we walked into the hotel. It was ridiculous. There was a rainbow.
Yeah, like
the first time I saw the falls was from... Well, the first time I saw the falls on this trip was from the hotel window. Mm. And just this absurd, picturesque rainbow.
Yes, like, because the falls cause a mist to kind of rise up, there is often a beautiful rainbow.
Yeah.
And as the earth spins, the sun hits it from a different direction and kind of the rainbow travels. It's wonderful. It's truly wonderful. One thing that was brought up a lot to us while we were there is I hear it's loud.
Yes.
I didn't think it was loud.
It was God's perfect white noise machine.
Yeah, it's a white noise. It's not like it's interrupting you. It's not like you had to yell over it. But I would not say that, like, it was loud. It was present. We could kind of hear it from our hotel room. They did this very interesting thing with our hotel room where you couldn't open the windows because we are too high up and they don't trust us.
Yeah.
But there was this, like, thing you could spin that was basically like letting in outside air. Like it opened like a vent.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out if it was a vent or if that was like the heat and aircon.
Oh yeah, maybe it was. Maybe it had nothing to do with being outside, but that's a thing I did. I never felt air coming out of it like forcefully, like aircon would be.
True.
But yeah, we had that open, and we could hear just like a subtle like, shh, but that was all.
Yeah.
And additionally, we kept the windows open just because it was beautiful to look at, and we paid for it. And
yeah, we did.
During the day, it is wonderful. At night, there's kind of like these lights that illuminate it.
Yes.
That change over time. And
every day until I believe 2 a.m. at that time of year.
Till 2 a.m. So like we constantly had this waterfall, Aurora Borealis.
I can sleep in anything but darkness and silence. So this, I was living.
Yeah.
Since I don't sleep well in darkness and silence, a little bit of light and ambient noise, I am living my best life.
Yes.
So I absolutely loved being able to look at the falls. Like my own pretty little light show. It's the best view I've had from a hotel. It has now crushed the previous best view, which you were not with me. I went to Disney with my mom. I think this was when you did Blood Drive for a month.
That sounds about right.
And because my mommy was paying for it, we went to the boardwalk. And I could see the Epcot ball from my bed.
That's lovely.
And I was just like, I love you.
This also came with some nice sound, though. That was very relaxing. And the occasional rainbow.
Ours came with a TV set to Bluey that my mom and I couldn't find the remote to turn off.
Well, we then went out adventuring.
Yes.
And this is also kind of important if you're considering going to Niagara Falls. If you stay in Fallsview, you can walk to Clifton Hill.
And it's not a terrible walk.
Yeah. If you're a walker.
Yeah.
If you're not a walker, it can be kind of difficult. Me and Laura are walkers. We walk a whole bunch. So it never bothered us walking to Clifton Hill, but I could see why it would bother somebody.
If you can no sweat Disney World, or if you are a city dweller who's like good with navigating like a New York or a Philadelphia, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're like I've got to park super close to the door,
yeah,
you're gonna want to take what's called the WeGo bus.
Yeah, 3 flights of steps. I'm taking the elevator type person. Then it's gonna be harder. So we set out adventuring.
We got wildly lost the first night.
Yeah, this is another important thing that I want to bring up. Is if you were in the Falls View area and you can see the falls, actually walking to the falls is a little difficult. You have to basically walk parallel with a cliff until you get to a certain street that will let you all the way down to where the falls are. Because everything's kind of built up high, so you have a beautiful view of the falls. But there's basically a straight up cliff.
Yeah, there's Clifton Hills, am I right?
Yeah.
That's how I'd name that.
Right by where the hotel was, there was also this elevator tram.
Yeah. The Incline Railway.
The Incline Railway. It is would you even say it's a minute?
It's probably about a minute.
It's about a minute to ride this big fancy elevator that's outside down a cliff.
Yes. Or, more importantly in some cases, up
a
the cliff.
It is very, simple. Some people were treating it like a tourist attraction, like, oh, here's a thing to ride. It's not a ride.
And we're not saying that in the it's not a ride, Wait, it's it's just not very long and it's not very interesting.
Yeah, you don't get to see anything really cool from there.
It has an all-day pass. If you were spending the day going back and forth from the Falls View area to the falls, absolutely get that pass.
And the all-day pass was what, $9 Canadian?
$9 Canadian a piece.
Yes. So it's not that bad. But the reason I'm bringing it up is...
because we didn't have it the first time.
Yeah, it is not a tourist attraction. It's not a ride. But if you were in the Falls View area trying to get to the falls, it cuts 15 minutes off your walk.
Oh, for sure.
Easy. It takes 15 minutes off your walk there. Your walk back, which is uphill, it's going to be a monster. We had a couple rough ones, but we decided that we were going to, kind of just investigate. So we just started picking a direction and walking.
Yeah.
We ended up walking to the Clifton Hill area, and we went to a place called Kelsey's.
Yes. It was a cute little, more like an upscale Friday Applebee's type place. Like, not a Fridays or an Applebee's, but, kind of an upscalier.
I would say like an upscale PJ Willahen's.
That is an extremely regional chain.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, like an upscale... I don't want to compare it to a Buffalo Wild Wings, but it's an upscale sports bar.
Yes.
And, we ate outside, enjoyed the quiche. This is one of many times where the sign is the same font as Hershey.
Yeah, that was really just...
we just kept seeing it. It's like, that's the Hershey font. That's the Hershey font. What is it? Well, that's the Hershey font.
It was really eating away at Noah.
It was. It bothered me. I forget what I got to eat, but it was delicious.
You got, a steak tips sandwich.
Yes, I got, something kind of fancy. It was
because I got the exact same sandwich.
Yes.
So...
the steak tips sandwich, and I got a beer, forgetting that I was in Canada, and I got a very large beer.
Yeah, you did.
It was, very tall. And another just, quirk that I noticed that I wanted to just bring up, the default cheese of Canada is Swiss.
Yeah, it's not Canadian.
It's not Canadian, it's not American, it's not cheddar. Everything was it comes with Swiss cheese.
But they did call something Canadian cheese at one point.
Did they? I don't remember that.
Yes, it was it looked like American cheese, but was white instead of yellow.
I mean, that's probably just white American.
Well, somebody at one of the places we went to called it Canadian.
Oh, okay. I mean, Canada is known for their cheese because of, their poutine, which is French fries covered in cheese curds and gravy, which, sorry to break it to you, we did not have.
No, I can't eat cheese.
Yeah, Laura can't eat cheese, and I don't want to eat it in front of her. So yeah, we didn't have any poutine, but great little restaurant, and then we had our first, walk around of Clifton Hills.
Yes, Clifton Hill is delightfully... No one told Clifton Hill the turn of the millennium happened, is
Yes.
what I'm forced to deduce. It is 1998 there, and I mean that as the highest compliment.
Yes. So, the few things that we just, had to walk around because they were insane is, one, there are many spooky houses.
Yes.
There is a Dracula. There is just one that was called, the Haunted House. And then there is a Frankenstein house.
Yeah, and then there's the Nightmare that's just off Clifton Hill.
Oh, yes, I forgot about Nightmare.
And Mystery Maze, which is just off Clifton Hill.
I don't think... Was Mystery Maze scary?
It was aliens.
Oh, okay.
So maybe.
So we're not big horror folks, so we did not subject ourselves to this. But it is very important to note the Frankenstein house, which, one... is right next to a Burger King, and thus the Burger King is incorporated into the branding.
Yes.
So there is a giant Frankenstein's monster eating a burger.
Yes. I sent this to a friend who is similarly appreciative of kitsch, and they thought it was extreme Halloween branding. Mm-hmm. And no, that is there 12 months a year.
And then on top of that is a roller coaster. There is a full-on, not a Six Flags roller coaster, but a boardwalk roller coaster. No...
Like a wild mouse.
Yeah, no inversions or anything like that. And me and Laura heard about this, and we're like, oh my god, we have to go do the roller coaster on top of a Burger King. And then in doing research, everyone had the same report, which was sketchy.
Yeah.
Really sketchy.
And I was afraid.
So we decided not to do it. There is also like a big Ferris wheel. And the one thing I really need to talk about is me and Laura really like to just kind of walk around and like look at things and enjoy stuff. There was a pass for 6 attractions. And the 6 attractions were the Ferris wheel, one of the miniature golf courses, because there were many miniature golf courses around, this carnival dark ride, like it was like a haunted carnival type thing.
Yeah.
A zombie ride of some sort where you like shot zombies and things like that. There was some other like, I think like a fun house to run through. And there was like another dark ride in one of the arcades we were in. So it was like 6 attractions.
Yes.
And there were like, if you buy a ticket through us for all 6 attractions, it is only $35 Canadian.
Yes, the exchange rate is really key here, because the truth is, at the time of recording, the exchange rate favors the American dollar.
Yeah.
Pretty significantly.
But like, I know of like carnivals that have like the all-day wristband, and they're selling them for $40.
Yeah.
And their attractions are like a Gravitron, a Zipper, a Ferris wheel, and like a bunch of just like flat rides that go in a circle. And they're charging $40 for this. This was $35 Canadian.
Yes. We did not end up doing it.
We didn't end up doing it, but like I really want to like stress how cheap that is. And in the advertising, it said, a great value, save $30. Which means without the bundle, these 6 attractions was $65.
Yes.
Which, like, we had just been to Vegas where everything cost $50.
Yes.
If you wanted to do something, it cost $50. The idea that, like, to do this without a bargain was $65, and they were like, nah, we're just going to do it for $35 Canadian for you, is baffling to me. Because, like, no amusement park lets you in for $35.
Not one that you should go to, anyway.
Right.
Yeah, I really... it was a good deal if you've got kids where you have to, like, kind of find other things for them to do because they're not going to be as... they're not going to be as happy with just looking at the beautiful majesty of nature. It's a really good thing for if you've got a lot of kids and, like, you need to do something with them.
Mm-hmm. After Clifton Hill, because we just kind of perused there after our meal. We didn't really partake in much. We then wandered back to the falls, which we were looking at them at night, and they were very beautiful.
They were gorgeous.
And at 10 o'clock every night, I think this was the last week for that, though.
Yeah, it ended on Canadian Thanksgiving,
yes.
Which is now.
Okay. At 10 o'clock, there were fireworks over the falls.
Yes. It's essentially a spring-summer into, like, early fall.
We love fireworks. We're not going to pretend like they were Disney quality. They were the fireworks that usually play at the end of a baseball game.
They were kind of rushed. Like, they could have gotten a little more...
It only lasted, 5 minutes?
Yeah, but, like, they were going boom, boom, boom. I'm like, you guys could have, like, breathed a little between each one, man.
So, we were just kind of, like, walking along. We're like, all right, so fireworks are starting soon. Let's just pull up some railing to the falls and wait for the fireworks.
This was a weeknight, I also want to stress.
Yeah.
Because it will become more crowded in our
Yes.
journey.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of people. This was Thursday night?
Yes.
Yeah, Thursday night, we're just kind of hanging out. We're like, okay, fireworks will start soon. And if you don't know Niagara Falls, there are two falls. There's the American side, which are on the American side. And then there's the Horseshoe, which is like the much bigger Canadian side.
Yes. They're both gorgeous.
And we're like, I'm not really sure where they're going to be going off, but we'll just hang out here by the American Falls. We're just kind of chit-chatting. All of a sudden, a firework goes off next to us.
Yeah, it was the warning shot.
And I was like, oh, I guess they're going off right here. And we stayed, and the fireworks were right in front of us.
We were very close.
Like, I felt like had we tried to move any closer, we would end up inside the fireworks.
We would end up aflame.
Like, I was like, damn, we're really close to this. Very cool. Like, 5 minutes, like I said, absolutely free. Great time.
And it was very, like, good fireworks. Like, they didn't have music. Mm-hmm. But it was pretty... It was a good 4th of July show at a reasonably sized town.
Yeah, it was
Especially
nice.
if they had stretched it out a little more and given... Because it was very rapid fire. They could have really gotten 10 minutes out of that with the same amount of fireworks. No.
Yeah, had they slowed it down a bit.
For sure.
But yeah, it was a beautiful night, and that was our first day there. Then on the Friday, before the weekend crowd came, we decided we were going to do basically everything we had set out to do in Niagara Falls.
We had decided to speed run all of the falls adjacent stuff.
Like it was a Try Guys episode. We went to the boat.
Yeah, the Hornblower, because the Maid of the Mist is the American side.
Yes.
The Hornblower is the Canadian side.
So the Hornblower is this boat. We walked up. We
just hit the timing perfect.
We bought tickets. They're like, all right, go ahead and get going. And like...
We were like the last two people on our boat.
Yeah. You walk up, they hand you a poncho. We walked on and the boat took off. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we're still putting our trash bags on.
So because we were last, there's 2 floors.
Yeah.
We went to go up to the second floor and it was so packed we couldn't see anything. So we went back down, and what we had realized was everybody was on one side of the boat looking at the American Falls.
Yes.
But if we stayed on the other side of the boat, eventually the boat was going to turn around. So we're like, let's just keep this like good spot.
Yeah.
So we hung out on the side of the boat, and it takes you into the Horseshoe.
Yeah, you're very close.
Yes, you get drenched.
Unless you're wearing your trash bag.
Yeah, luckily, we had our ponchos, but like you're getting sprayed with the mist. We went in October, and usually you don't do water rides in October. Wasn't too cold or anything.
No, we went and it was unseasonably warm, I will say.
That is true.
It was 82 degrees on a Friday in early October.
Yes, because I had planned to wear something I knew was going to get wet and get changed. I ended up having to get changed to get into shorts because it was so warm. But, you might have seen this boat ride from The Office. It is the boat that Pam and Jim get married on.
Yeah, they get married on Maid of the Mist.
Oh, well, the same route is what I'm saying. But it is something that should not be missed if you're going to Niagara Falls.
No, like, you were the one who super wanted to do this. I was like, this is corny. But you make very few demands on our trips.
Yeah.
So I generally will, concede whatever you actually ask for. I'm super glad because I really enjoyed it.
I think it was the best thing we did on the trip, honestly. I thought it was very magical.
It was very magical.
And if you're the person who's like, oh, I don't want to get wet. No, just go do it. It's once in a lifetime thing. You gotta go into Niagara Falls.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I managed to get a couple of pictures, including a picture that later we were asking where something was, and we found it, that we were very excited. We were like, oh, I took a picture that shows us where something was geographically in comparison.
Yeah, we'll show that later in this very podcast. There's some suspense for you. And like I said, you go into the mist, and then the boat turns around. And it turned around with the right side of the boat that we were on, facing the horseshoe.
Yeah.
So if you ever do this this experience from the Canada side,
Essentially go on what feels like the wrong side of the boat.
stay on the Canadian side, and you will have the best show, and you won't have to, like, elbow anybody out of the way.
Plus, like, there was some gorgeous rainbow action.
Oh yeah, we saw some rainbows. We saw the leprechaun drowning because we saw the end of the rainbow.
There's a picture of us in our little trash bags. Mm-hmm. That's very funny. And then afterwards, there's like a little food court when you get off the boat, which is very funny. So I got into a fight with a bee.
Yes, there's a bee that really liked Laura's drink.
Yeah.
And I had to go swimming in it.
Yeah. By the way, if you drink something a bee's been in, it's cool, right?
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Don't drink the bee.
No, I actually took a straw full of the beverage and threw it onto the pavement. I was like, that's yours. Go have it.
Look, I'm sharing.
Enjoy.
I'm sharing.
I was doing my best. And then we went and had some food.
Yes. I don't remember where we ate.
We went to Wildflower Social. Because it was
Yes.
We constantly found ourselves eating at, like, very odd times of the day. Mm-hmm. So a lot of places are open for lunch and then open for dinner. Wildflower Social was open straight through. It was empty when we were in there because it was 2 o'clock on a Friday. It was like 2:30. And it's gorgeous. There was live music. Mm-hmm. It's standard, like, upscale pub fare.
Yeah, a lot of live music in Canada. Basically every place we went into had live music playing.
It was well volumed.
Yeah, it wasn't like blowing your ears out. Very few people had a drummer.
Yeah, because I'm going to talk more about a specific live musician later on.
Okay.
But it was very low-key. It felt what live music, like, live music at a restaurant. When you're not going to a concert, you don't want live music to really be, like, the thrust.
Right.
You want it to add to the experience, not be the experience. Mm-hmm. And this did a very good job of that. And then we were back once more into the breach.
Yes, we went into the breach. They have, like, right where the edge of the falls is, there's a building that has all the touristy stuff.
Yeah, it's like the Table Rock Center.
Yeah, Table Rock. And, like, you can basically buy any of the touristy stuff that you want to do there. There's a few events in that building. The building is abysmally designed.
Oh my gosh.
So basically,
I want to fight whoever designed this building.
It is 2 stories, and the only way to really get up are these escalators that are in, like, the middle of the entranceway.
Yeah, they're not clearly marked stairs, and there's an elevator, but, like, the elevator's very crowded.
And, like, because it's all tourists that are confused, so often they would get off the escalator and then just kind of look around to get their bearings.
Yeah, they would just stand.
And you'd be like, excuse me. And they'd be like, oh, sorry. And then they would walk out the door and then stand there in the doorway.
My least favorite thing.
So that was a bit frustrating. But it is also the home of, I don't think this is what it's actually called, but Soarin' but at Niagara Falls.
Yeah, it's Soarin', eh?
Mm-hmm.
I quite liked Soarin', eh?
Yeah, so it is the ride from Epcot, Soarin', but you're soaring around Niagara Falls.
Yes.
It had even the same ride designer, I believe.
Yes, it did.
And the story of it is, first you're kind of in these, like, pre-show rooms that tell you kind of the legends of Canada, which I was unfamiliar with. But, like, we learned a indigenous story about this
The Sky Woman.
The Sky Woman who sends these animals down to, like, go swim and try to get to the bottom so that she can have some Earth, so that she can create the planet.
Yes.
They tell that through, like, some nice cartoon imagery on these, like, screens that are pillars, so you can kind of all gather around it. After that section, they move you into another pre-show room, which is narrated by James Cameron.
Yes. Which I do feel bad, because I did giggle when the narrated by James Cameron thing came up. I don't know why, but I thought it was funny.
It's funny.
It was your general, like, inspiration-y, like, look, the majesty, the kind of thing that you get at almost every, like, big historical attraction.
And he's just kind of like, Niagara Falls, a place where we used to create electricity, and also a different type of electricity through entertainment. And, like, they showed a lot of shots of different movies that filmed near Niagara Falls.
Yes, including... I was cracking up, because one of the ones they were showing was Niagara, starring Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
And they were featuring it as, like, a beautiful love story. Her character's evil.
I'm not familiar.
It made me laugh, because it was such misleading editing, because they were assuming you weren't familiar with the film at all.
It worked.
She's,
worked on me.
She's the villain of that film. Spoilers. For a film that is minimum 60 years old, because Marilyn has been not with us for at least 60 years.
Yes. That then leads to another pre-show room. A third pre-show room.
Which is how you know it's super Disney.
Yeah. Where this woman, who is not Patrick Warburton...
Yeah.
From Soarin', makes it seem like you're in a giant elevator going underground. The idea is that you are deep in this chasm below Niagara Falls, which will launch you out so you can then be Soarin'.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's the plot. So she kind of talks at you, and, like, the windows nearby make it look like it's an elevator going down. And
it's delightful.
It's fun. And then they give you the, like, put your seatbelt on. Store everything in the basket by your feet.
And I wanted them to go, including those babies.
Yeah, and have it be, like, a Canadian hat.
Yeah, like moose ears or something.
Moose ears. And what ends up happening is we ended up getting seated. No empty seats, you know, Disney. And the seats you are in then spin rather than raise like in Soarin'.
Yes.
They kind of spin around so that your feet dangle. We were in, like, the top row, which means we could see the top of the screen, which hurt the illusion a little bit.
It always does, but it's very common.
And then we went a-soarin' around Niagara. We went through the falls. We went through a butterfly exhibit.
Yes.
We went through a war.
We went through, like, a reenactment of the War of 1812.
Yes.
I was kicking people.
Yeah, we were kicking people. We went over a golf course.
Yeah.
Various attractions.
We went through beautiful autumn foliage where people were, like,
yes,
having a lovely outdoor party and eating outside. And then we went back toward Table Rock at Christmas.
At Christmas. So we got some Christmas in.
And you guys, like, if you've been listening to the show for more than a couple of episodes, you probably have an idea how I feel about Christmas. Performatively drinks out of Chippendale mug in October.
Yeah, the Chippendale mug is Christmas themed. That's important for that to make sense. This is an audio podcast.
You're also drinking out of a Christmas themed mug because I made tea for this episode, and we have matching Christmas mugs.
So, the big difference between soaring around the world and soaring around Niagara is since you are constantly soaring near a waterfall, they are constantly spraying you with water.
Yes, they are.
And, like, it's not like a mist. Like, we were pretty wet by the end of this.
Yeah.
So So we're like, oh man, this was a drenching ride.
I felt like I was more wet after Niagara takes flight than I was after the actual boat.
After the boat, yeah.
I was like, oh, I feel like I'm more soaked now.
Yeah, there was a layer of water on us. It was a great ride. It was very enjoyable. If you like Soarin', you'll like this.
Yeah, it was really cute.
Yeah, it was a fun time. It was worth the time to do it. Line wasn't that long, wasn't that expensive. And yeah, that was one of the big things we wanted to do, and we did it. This was, I believe, the day we also got the Canyon Railway pass.
Yes, which was so needed at that time.
Yeah, so we did that. What else did we do that day? Was there something I'm missing?
Well, we did something that night.
What did we do that night?
We went to the power station.
Yes, I forgot about the power station.
We also went for, like, a long walk.
There was a lot
I'm looking
of
through my camera roll, and there are so many pictures of us outside by the falls, because we kind of walked all the way up the Niagara Parkway, which has a road, but also has a walkway that is purely pedestrian that goes right up to the falls. And we walked up and down it, I think, twice, just to, like, see the sights, look at the rainbows. The horseshoe side had the better rainbows for my buck. There are multiple videos of me just taking ASMR videos of the rainbow and the noise. So, like, we took a lot of pictures. We just walked around and enjoyed it. And then we were kind of killing time a little bit because the power station at night experience didn't start till 6 p.m.
Right.
And I was trying to wait it out a little bit further and wait till it was well and truly sunset.
Right.
Which was the absolute right decision.
We saw some Canadian geese.
They're real cool when you're not in America. American Canadian geese are meaner.
Are very mean. These were very chill and polite, it turns out. It turns out being in the United States is what makes Canadian geese mean. So let's talk about the power station. So this was an actual power station that was built to harness the power of Niagara Falls. Now, I would love to tell you more about that. But because we did the power station at night, half of the power station was inaccessible.
Yeah, it was... Which they had really... They kind of misled you on a lot.
Yeah, there was a whole section that was supposed to tell you about Nikola Tesla and let you play with Tesla coils and things like that. That was all closed. There was some stuff about, like, the history of the power station and how it was built and things like that. But it was so dark that it was hard to read.
Yes.
But there was, like, a projection show that was playing at all times.
Yes, which was a little bit strange.
I don't know if strange is the word that I would use for it, but it's, like, kind of just the centerpiece of the experience. And it's attempting to tell you about, like, the labor that went into creating such an impressive station. And, many a man spent their lives creating this station so that we could harness the power of electricity. And it would do things like show the shadows of the people working to create this power station, the electricity in the different homes and things like that.
Yeah.
And then there were effects on the ground. Like water.
They would follow people, which was cool.
Yeah, water would run through and you could kind of take steps and affect the water. There were like electricity connects us and like a lightning bolt hit every person and kind of like connected all of us through electricity. Very cool.
Yeah.
And like really pushing how important this power station was as an innovation for us as mankind.
Yeah,
it's not a power station anymore.
It's been out of commission for 20 years.
I was just like, oh, well, why aren't we still using it if it's this cool?
That was a big unanswered question to me as well. It's only been a tourist attraction for about 5 years. So that means for 15 years it just kind of sat vacant.
Yeah, it's just like, we're not going to use this type of electricity anymore. I think there was something about, like, the voltage of the electricity it created not being the right voltage. But, like, again, it was really hard for me to see, so I didn't read all of it.
Yeah, it didn't really answer why, which I would have liked to have seen that answer, frankly.
Yeah. So I would give the power station a thumbs down.
Yes.
However, you need the power station to access the tunnel.
Yes.
So in the power station, there is an elevator that is an extra cost that takes you underground. And as you're going underground, you see all these, like, rusted old mechanical parts that were used in, like, constructing this tunnel, in harnessing the power, and it leads you into this large tunnel that is
about 2,000 feet long.
2,000 feet long, and I think it was supposed to be a drainage pipe originally. And they have it, like, set up with these big, beautiful lights that kind of, like, change colors, so it's always like a rainbow. And you walk this tunnel to the base of Niagara Falls, where the water is crashing down. It's a long walk, if you're not me and Laura.
Yes. That is true.
Because, like, we got off the elevator and we left every other person that was there in the dust.
Oh my god, we really did.
We're like, we're gone, see ya. And we just made our way through this tunnel. It's a little intimidating. Like, there are some spots where, like, water is leaking. And you're like, what?
Now, there are signs that show what you are under.
Yeah.
And you're not under the water.
Yeah, you're not under the falls.
Which is what made me nervous originally when we were doing it. I was like, are we under the water? Like, I'm sure it's fine, but like, ugh. But you're under the WeGo bus station. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that should be
You're
fine.
under the parking lot. I was like, oh, alright, fine. Like,
Yeah.
This is no different than being in a subway. Okay.
And when you get out of the tunnel, there's like a dock. And you can see the falls. And what's interesting about where you're standing is there's no light on where you are. It's dark where you are. But the falls are all lit up. Which is, again, breathtaking. I think it would have been just as beautiful during the day.
Yes.
But, like, it was really cool seeing the lights change and, like, being in the lit tunnel. Like, the tunnel is very cool at night. I think we would have lost some of that mystique had we done it during the day.
Yeah.
But it was absolutely incredible.
Gorgeous rainbow tunnel. And when you can't see, when there's not a lot of light at the end, it really shows, like, the beautiful rainbow aspect of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And I kept saying when we were in that lookout, this doesn't look real.
Yeah.
It looks like a movie scene. I think at one point I said it was hook-coated.
Yes, you said it was hook-coated.
It very much reminded me of, like a Peter Pan.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, I tried to explain it when I was there, that the only waterfalls I had seen before now were at, like, miniature golf courses. So, the fact that these falls are so far away, like, I can kind of trick myself into being like, oh, they're not that big. But when you're on the boat and when you're at the end of the tunnel and you have to crane your neck up to see where these falls crest, you're like, these are enormous. This is incredible.
Yes.
So, big thumbs up for the tunnel. Big thumbs down for the power station.
We did not go to the power station during the day. That would have been a separate admission, and we were not, frankly, that interested in it at that point. We might feel differently had we gone during the day when stuff was open.
Yeah, we don't want to reward their bad behavior by having them get 2 admissions out of us.
So that was what we did that night. I think after that we walked to Clifton Hill and got a beaver tail.
Yes, we had a beaver tail. We should talk about the beaver tail.
You were very excited about the beaver tail.
Yeah, it's kind of like a funnel cake.
But flat.
But flat. It's like this big flat dough. And we got, like, the cinnamon sugar one. You can get it with ice cream. But we were a little full, so we didn't go that crazy. But got to get a beaver tail if you go to Niagara Falls.
I was quite pleased by the beaver tail.
It is a must. One thing we didn't do that I do want to just kind of shout out are the wax museums and the Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yes. The wax museums don't look accurate.
No, they didn't look good based on the things they showed us for free. Both of them had the same Taylor Swift in their lobbies.
Yeah, and she's wearing an 87 jersey in both.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like it was Taylor Swift in two different outfits. Neither of them looked quite like Taylor Swift. Like, you could tell it was supposed to be Taylor Swift. It was because we were there. This was literally the day her last album came out.
Yeah.
Which I did hear in multiple places.
Yeah, they were playing it everywhere we went in Canada.
Which was wild, because it wasn't just, like, the lead single. We were hearing the whole album.
Yeah, they were just playing it in full.
One of them was a Starbucks, where I'm like, oh, this makes a lot of sense, because I think the Starbucks employee doesn't think anyone is looking. Because it was, like, late night at a Starbucks.
We also didn't do the Ripleys. I had actually been to Niagara Falls before and did the Ripleys already. It's fine. Like, it's a gimmick. Followed by another gimmick, followed by another gimmick. It's fine. There is a second one that is a selfie Ripley's, believe it or not, which is like basically the same thing as like the Museum of Illusion, where it's just like, here's some interesting pictures you can take. This will make it look like your head's on a table.
Yeah, it's an Instagram track.
And then there's the upside down house that, like, we looked at.
Yes.
But, like, all it is an upside-down house. Like,
you can go in.
Yeah, but I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying to go into an upside-down house so it can take a picture of me, like, hanging on to the chair. Oh, look, I'm flying up to the ceiling. No, like...
We walked around this area that was essentially a carnival in 1997.
Yeah.
With, like, the big Ferris wheel... And all of the food stands that were essentially they're permanent versions of those little, like, pop-up carts that come up at carnivals. Like, they say, like, hot dogs, french fries.
Yeah.
They would say something else, but here they said poutine.
Yes, poutine everywhere.
And I took a ton of pictures of them because I just genuinely find them quite charming.
Mm-hmm.
But they do, just the way they're lit, the way they're decorated, they seem like permanent versions of those pop-ups from carnivals.
Yeah.
Clifton Hill's a charming place.
Yes.
We also felt the need to go to a Tim Hortons.
Yes, we did get our Timbits.
I got a Halloween bucket of Timbits for under $10, and that pleased me greatly.
Canadian.
And we also found ourselves walking through a dinosaur miniature golf course.
Yes. We didn't do the attraction, but we didn't really need to because there were so many photo opportunities outside. Like, I felt like the dinosaurs were not, like, positioned to benefit those who paid.
No, like, they were there I think they were there to be weenies. They were there to draw people in.
And, like, it drew us in, not enough to pay. Because I got my picture with the dinosaur already. And I don't care for miniature golf that much. So that brings us to Saturday. Saturday, we were like, we haven't been to Clifton Hill during the day.
No, we haven't been to Clifton Hill on purpose, really.
So we went to Clifton Hill, our wonderful...
Well, we went to breakfast first at this really cute little cafe.
Oh, yes, the barista.
Yeah, it was clearly... they served alcohol. We did not partake in the alcohol, but...
No, I needed coffee.
We got lattes, and I had the best pumpkin spice croissant.
Yes.
So basic.
I got a chocolate croissant that was really good. I ordered a coffee. They gave it to me in like a beautiful mug.
Like a Le Creuset.
I was like, oh, okay. I guess we're doing this. That's something I think we need to actually quickly talk about is there are two casinos.
Yes.
There's the one by Clifton Hill, which we walked through and was fine.
Yeah.
They had a Hard Rock Cafe.
I think that one was called like the Niagara Casino.
Yeah. And then there's the Fallsview Casino, which, like, we could not believe what a wonderful hub it was. Because it had, like, a food court, it had, like, a little general store, it had a bar, it had all the things that, like, you need.
It legitimately had a Niagara gift shop that was run by the park system, so the pricing was the same as the other park system gift shops, which is nice. All of their gift shops were run through the Niagara Park system.
Right.
Which meant there was consistency in pricing and offerings, and you didn't feel like, am I getting something kind of sketchy.
Right. And the pricing is what I really wanted to talk about, is like the idea of going to a casino food court sounds like a terrible idea. You know, when Sophia Niagara went to Vegas and got the $40 Johnny Rockets and we got the $40 chicken sandwiches. Like, this is the place that's meant to screw you because you're in need of convenience food. So they're going to pay, like, they're going to charge you for that convenience.
Yes.
We went to this food court, like, 6 times just to be like, let's grab a coffee. And it's fine. It wasn't that resort pricing.
No.
It was all numbers that made sense to us as Americans. And then we'd go, oh, wait, that's Canadian.
Yeah, it felt like slight resort pricing until you did the conversion.
And then you're like, no, this is just fine. So, like, we got croissants a lot. We got coffee from Tim Hortons.
We're not like big breakfast people. We stop and grab, like, snack breakfast. We're big a pastry and a coffee.
And then we're on the go.
We did sit with a croissant.
Right, but, like, that's also quicker than eggs, is what I
Yeah, we didn't really do, like, a big sit-down. Let me tell you, do you like a sit-down breakfast? I hope you like IHOP.
Yeah, we need to bring this up.
There were a disproportionate number of IHOPs. Like, an unreal number of IHOPs.
It felt like every hotel had an IHOP in it. And another just, like, interesting quirk about Canada is everything is very Canada first. So, like, it said IHOP, but in the center of the O was a maple leaf. And that is common amongst all the branding there. Like, the Domino's Pizza logo has a maple leaf in it. If you turn on, and this isn't a Niagara Falls thing, if you turn on the TV, all the commercials are like, Canada loves. Like, I saw a Lay's potato chips ad that was like, made proudly in Canada.
Yes.
And I think because it's, you know, America's hat, that it can easily just be like, well, just send them all the American stuff. And Canadians have a feeling of like, no, we want our own thing.
I mean, international relations
Canadian.
this year between Canada and America have been a little frosty. So,
I mean, this is what I remember last time I was in Canada, too. So it's just interesting to me that, like, you see all the same stuff you have in America, plus the maple leaf.
Yes. Including the little maple leaf on all, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 IHOPs in the general vicinity of the tourist area.
Yeah, they loved IHOP. There was also a very funny moment where we walked by a Fridays that was closed for a private event, and it had instructions to go to the Fridays across the street.
Yes, there were 2 Fridays very
adjacent from each other.
And, like, an Applebee's was also next door to the Fridays.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Niagara Falls is a very common American tourist destination, and I'm assuming there is an appetite, if you will, for familiar feeling food. It's like when you go to Times Square in New York, and you're like, who's eating at the Times Square Olive Garden?
Yeah.
People are eating sometimes where they're comfortable.
Yeah.
Not everyone's just gonna, like, go to a destination and be like, what am I gonna eat? This is food.
Well, another weird thing is, like, I was like, let's get at least one really good meal. So we went to a steakhouse called The Keg.
Yes.
That there were 2 of.
That there were 2 of, again, very close to each other.
So for this day, first off, much more crowded.
Yes.
Like, there's just entirely more people there on the Saturday. And we went to Niagara Distillery. We had, like, a coupon to let us try some of their wares. So we had, like, a nice little cocktail. They could serve food, which, like, you can't do in Jersey.
Yeah, you can't do it at distilleries, for the most part.
Or breweries.
Breweries, you can get a brew pub license, but it's rare.
Yeah. Like, usually they don't have food. And at the distillery, we got, like, a tasting flight. They wouldn't let us try their moonshine. They had moonshine. I was like, oh, can I try that? And they were like, sorry, no, it's not bottled. It's just sitting in the back in Tupperware. And And I was like, that's the proper way to sell moonshine. They're like, they said I'd get fired. And I was like, okay, don't get fired. So we tried some cocktails. It is directly across the street from, not even across the street, it is directly next to Niagara Brewing. We also went there.
We went there way later in the day.
I know, but it's easier to just talk about it.
I know, I just think it's funny that we kept, like, kind of ping-ponging across the area.
Right.
But then we were like, oh, let's go back to where we started.
Yes.
Literally.
So we went there, and we tried their beer. It was fine.
The pumpkin beer was quite good.
It was fine, but, we got coupons, so we got to, like, try stuff for free. That was a good time. We also then got to do the Canadian Maple Syrup Experience, is what it was called.
Yeah.
So, Laura and I are walkers, so we walked it. This walk was, like, through kind of, like, their not touristy town. Like, we walked through kind of, like, a neighborhood.
Yeah, we definitely walked through, like, we saw, like, an elementary school.
Yeah. But I did want to say, we walked through, like, this weird, like, kind of park that had a sculpture of, like, a man T-posing.
Yes.
It was, like, these weird boulders, where it was, like, these boulders are clearly legs, this boulder is a torso, this boulder is 2 arms out, and this boulder is a head. And I was like, that's weird. Apparently it's very important, because I saw merch for that statue everywhere we went after that.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, okay.
It was for the Olympics. It was part of the Olympic Trail.
Okay.
That was all the signage in the park.
Okay. So we then ended up at the Maple Experience. And we're like, oh, we're going to get like a Maple tour. Like, we're very excited. We walk up and we're like, yeah, we're here for the Maple stuff. They handed us a paddle with 3 shots of maple syrup.
Light, dark, and amber, I think it was.
Yeah, light, dark, and they're like, so, these are different types of maple syrup. You can, it's good on, like, pancakes and stuff. I was like, I know what maple syrup is. And they're like, yeah, so have a sip. So it's just me and Laura drinking 3 different types of maple syrup.
Yeah.
I believe this is a prank building that Canada made to make fun of Americans.
It felt that way. Like, there was a little food court. It was not great.
Yeah. Well, the food court was just like, yeah, it's a Pizza Hut, and so I was like, this is weird. We got chicken fingers out.
I'm usually so much savvier than that, and I'm so angry that I fell for a very blatant tourist trap.
We kind of thought we were going to tour where they make maple syrup and maybe learn about the process. Instead, we drank 3 glasses of it, and then they gave us a coupon. and then tried to sell us that kit with the paddle and the cups and the 3 different types of maple syrup so we could do that with our friends. There's no way that Canadians do this. There's no way that it's a Canadian pastime to sit down and try 3 different types of maple syrup. This was created for Americans to be like, I was in Canada, they drink maple syrup there.
It was not my favorite.
No, it was not my favorite either. But it was very silly, and that's what we have to talk about on the show.
Yeah, it was essentially a gift shop next to a food court.
Yeah.
And I was mad because we'd walked a very long way. And it was hot, and it was like the one walk we'd gone through where there wasn't a Starbucks or something on every corner.
Yeah, we should bring up the fact that
there's so many Starbucks.
Yeah, as when we went to Canada, we're going to get some Timbits and we're going to go to Tim Hortons because that's the Canadian thing.
Yeah.
Starbucks is trying to murder Tim Hortons because there are way more Starbucks than there are Tim Hortons there. I think we saw 2 Tim Hortons and I think we saw about 7 Starbucks.
We saw 3 Tim Hortons if you count the food court.
Was there one in the food court as well?
There's one in the food court that we went to all the time.
Right.
There was the one on Clifton Hill.
Right.
And then there was the standalone one. We saw the first night.
I forgot about the one in Clifton Hill. But yeah, a lot of Starbucks, though.
And we never actually went to one, but that was the time I absolutely would have gone to one, was I would have, like, fought a guy for an iced latte at that moment.
Yes. This is where we decided we had walked enough and we got on the WeGo bus, which was very cheap, but very crowded.
It was very, very... It was, like, the worst Disney bus.
Yeah, it was very Disney bus adjacent. But, like, crammed full. We stood the whole way, and they were just like, we're off to the next spot. All right, let's go off to the next spot. And we actually got off early because we're okay with walking.
Yeah, it was... And our particular driver was driving like it was GTA.
Yeah. I agreed before I really heard the joke.
Sometimes I get one.
Anyway, this was also the night that we decided we were going to turn in early. And
there's one more thing I wanted to do before we talk about turning in early.
Okay.
We found on our way, on this very long walk, we found the abandoned Planet Hollywood.
Oh my god, I almost forgot about the Planet Hollywood. Yes, let's talk about that. So, basically, there is a Hard Rock Cafe. Hard Rock Cafes are still, like...
Thriving.
And there were, like, Hard Rock Cafe Walk of Fame stars.
Yes.
They had clearly been there for a while because they're very faded and hard to read.
And some of them are, like, damaged.
But some of them are Planet Hollywood. So there's one for, like, Hard Rock Cafe, Queen. But there's also, like, Planet Hollywood, Sylvester Stallone.
Yes.
Or probably a Canadian actor. So we're looking at these, and then we stumble upon the abandoned Planet Hollywood that had been there and, like, untouched.
Still visibly a Planet Hollywood.
Like, it clearly had some, like, graffiti on it, but there are still, like, signs that are like, this is the car from this movie.
From Truman.
From Truman, yeah.
Because I thought it was something from the Truman Show, which I was like, ooh.
No, it was from Truman. The car's not there, but the sign is still there. And as we're, like, walking around, I see this dude with keys, like, open up one of the doors and walk in. And I will regret forever not asking him to let us in.
Yeah, I felt like that was pushing it, but it would have been kind of cool to be able to go in.
The worst case scenario is he says no.
That's true.
And the best case scenario is like, yeah, I guess. And then we look at an abandoned Planet Hollywood. Like, I'm sure there's nothing great in there. Like, I'm sure we wouldn't walk in and there'd be a perfect, beautiful Planet Hollywood with, you know, Jim Carrey's The Riddler costume in the corner.
And if there was the Jim Carrey's The Riddler costume in the corner, wouldn't have been there when we left.
Nope. I could have taken that one guy. But, like, we circled around it. There was, like, still a mural up.
Yes.
This had been founded in 1999. So this was, like, 26 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, that's when it was found. I don't know when it closed. But if you don't know, Planet Hollywood is a restaurant that had movie memorabilia that was actually owned by, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and a few other, like, Hollywood actors trying to make a restaurant.
Yes.
Very popular in touristy areas. There was one in Vegas. There was one in Disney. There was one in Atlantic City. Now I think there's only 2 left.
There are 3.
And they are Disney, New York.
New York City still has one. And there's one in Qatar.
Oh, okay.
The one in Qatar, crazy enough, opened in 2021.
That's insane.
And the one in New York City closed and reopened in 2025.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun little novelty restaurant. The food's not incredible. I have the memory of going to the one in Atlantic City, and this is years ago, and my mom getting a $5 milkshake because it was a reference to Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
$5 shakes. Because at the time, the idea of a milkshake costing $5 was kind of novel.
Yes.
Like, they knew it was too expensive. But, like, for the joke, it was kind of worth it. Now a milkshake's like $8.
Yes.
So, but yeah, that was the abandoned Planet Hollywood.
Which closed in 2017.
Okay, it hung in there.
Yeah, it closed, because I found a picture of what it looked like when it was beautiful and glorious and had dreams.
Okay.
It's still very clearly that building.
Yeah.
Like, the sign is down, the sign looks like it was pulled down. There's a lot of people find it are abandoned.
Okay.
So, it closed in 2017, and it would have been cool to go in there. It's essentially storage in there.
Oh, really? You know what's inside there? Storage for the Hard Rock?
Storage for the casino. The, like, casino resorts.
Oh, okay.
They say old tables, banquet items they no longer use. Most of it, honestly, is a dumping ground. The security cams worked 4 years ago.
Okay.
But, yeah.
And that brings us to when we decided to turn in early.
Yeah, we went to the Keg and had a really nice dinner. If you're going to be there on a weekend, make a dinner reservation for the weekend night.
Yeah, the Keg had like a line out the door, but luckily we made a reservation. I had a nice steak along with my marshmallow old fashioned, which sounds kind of gross. It was delicious. Came with a toasted marshmallow. It was awesome.
My drink was blue.
Laura's drink was blue. So there.
It was just a blue margarita. There was nothing like crazy about it. It was not anything very unusual. They just used curacao instead of triple sec.
Yeah. And then we were able to watch the fireworks from our hotel room.
Yeah, we went down and like got some bottled water because by that we were so thirsty.
We were parched. And we just sat in the room and watched the fireworks, and that was basically the end of our vacation, or at least the Niagara part. Ooh. But yeah, absolutely wonderful.
It was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Highly recommend Niagara. Like, a rejuvenating time. A lot of walking, but didn't bother us.
Yeah, we're big walkers, so that really was a feature. I sent one of my friends Tom Cardy's Lord of the Rings video, where it's the hobbits and it goes, walk, 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 walk.
Walk, 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 walk. Somebody's following them. Walk, walk, hide, walk, walk, walk.
And I was like, this is what Noah has compared going on vacation with me to be like.
Yes.
And she was like, yeah, me too. And then she was talking about how on her last trip, she went like 9 miles a day. We did not wear any kind of fitness tracker, and I do kind of regret that.
Yeah, I'd love to know how much walking we did. We did a lot of walking. If we still played Pokemon Go, we would have
been kings.
Hatched a lot of eggs. But that's going to do it for our discussion of Niagara Falls, unless there was anything I missed.
I don't think so.
Well, I hope that this has been informative and entertaining to you. But next week, it's kind of a part 2. It's the other thing we did on our vacation. So get ready for another Stay Doomed Adventures next week as we talk about the Strong Museum of Play.
In Rochester, New York.
Yes, kind of by request, because our Discord told us that it was awesome. So we went there basically off of that recommendation. But that's next week. If you want to talk to us, where can people find us, Laura?
You can email us at thestaydoomedshow@gmail.com or on Blue Sky at Stay Doomed.
And if you've had a beaver tail and want to tell me about how much you enjoyed it, I'm at TV's Noah on Instagram and Blue Sky.
If you want to know how much money I spent at the duty-free store getting candy, you don't. But I'm Laura Crane at Blue Sky. Until next time, stay doomed.